So Michael, what countries are likely to join the EU by 2020 and why?
Croatia will become a member state of the European Union in 2013. It has introduced all the necessary reforms, it's completed the negotiations, it's shown that it can assume the rights and obligations of membership. Iceland is at an advanced stage in the negotiations, and when they're concluded, its people will have to give their view in a referendum. If the referendum is positive, Iceland will join the European Union, maybe in 2015. Beyond that, there are countries in the Balkans and Turkey, of course, who are candidates or potential candidates, and each of them is involved in an accession or pre-accession process. It's a little bit too early now to say how fast they're likely to go towards membership. There are complex issues in every case.
What are your predictions about the United Kingdom's membership in the next decade?
Eurosceptical opinion has never been as high as it is today in the United Kingdom. We know particularly in the Conservative Party, but also beyond it, there are serious doubts about Britain's continued membership in the European Union. At the same time, we hear contrary voices. For example, the leader of the Labour Party, the Confederation of British Industries. There are those who understand that Britain's economy, its trade, its investments are so tightly enmeshed with the European Union that it would be extremely difficult for the UK to remain competitive if it turned its back on the European Union. It's very hard to make predictions, but if I had to, I would rely on the good sense of the British people.
In 2020, what key issues will the EU be facing?
Before the crisis began in 2008, the EU faced a number of fundamental questions, which were set out, for example, in the Sapir report in 2003, and which were the subject of the two Lisbon strategies. In particular, how do we cope with an aging population? How do we deal with the question of migration? How do we deal with climate change? What are the areas where we have the real potential for economic growth? And how can we stimulate investment and production in those sectors? These issues have been pushed to the back burner by the crisis, but I'm confident that by 2020, and in fact long before, the euro crisis will be behind us, but these questions will still be very much on the table.